Hi, it's Facebook Friday, and I'm here on a Friday. So I am kind of nervous about this Facebook Live because I'm going to share a story, and it's a very personal story, something that happened to me last weekend. But I just feel so compelled, like I feel like God wants me to share this story because there's someone that needs to hear it. I don't know who that is, if it's going to be someone that'll watch this live or if they'll watch it after the fact, but it's just been on my heart every day of what am I going to talk about Friday? And I just kept thinking, I don't know. And I had all these different ideas in my mind, but then I just kept coming back to, I have to share this story. And so it's, here we go. So, last week I was at the women's conference, my first women's conference that I've ever done. I kind of talked about it and displaying my book. I had a book table. I'm telling you guys, it was so much fun. It was so neat. It was just a cool experience. And we were at a place called Epworth by the Sea. It's in St. Simon Islands. It's in Georgia. Right on the water, right on the coast. It was just breathtakingly beautiful. And the grounds, they had a little white chapel, they had a bell chapel. It was right along the water with a couple piers. There was even a sailboat docked off the shore. It was just so picturesque. And if you can imagine big old oak trees, that they have down here in the South with the Spanish moss hanging down, and benches, just benches everywhere where you can sit and contemplate and pray or just sit and do nothing. I think this land is so special because the purpose of it is people gather here. It's a place where churches come. I think a lot of organizations with churches or kids camp, like youth church camps, go there. And I think it's just because the spirit of that land is so powerful because everybody that goes there, they go there for that purpose, right? To pray and all of that. So I say all that to lay the groundwork of where I was when this happened. I had a major God encounter, and I'm going to try to make it through this without crying, but there's no guarantee. So let's start with, for 5 weeks, I have been having these really bad headaches. And, going through menopause, I'm thinking it's probably hormonal. I don't know. But every morning I would wake up with excruciating pain in my neck and my head. And every morning I'm thinking, all right, I can't go through this for however long this is going to last. I mean, this is not good. I'm living on Excedrin migraine, all that jazz. So I had reached out to some friends on Facebook who, women of my age going through kind of the same thing. And I got some great advice of, hormonal things and what to do. But one woman made a comment and she said, what are you saying out loud? What are you not saying that you need to say out loud? Because your throat chakra is blocked, and that's going to cause the excruciating pain through your neck. And when I read it, in all honesty, I kind of giggled. And I'm like, throat chakra? What is a throat chakra? And I kind of joked and laughed it off, but I kind of thought, I don't know, maybe there's some truth to it, but I honestly joked and laughed it off. All right, with that preference, fast forward to last weekend. Last weekend, we're at the women's conference, the Friday night was beautiful, Saturday was amazing, and so I'm thinking, I already knew why I was there. I got out what I needed to get out of it. It was beautiful. There was one time they were playing a song, and I felt like a tightening in my throat. It was so weird, like I was going to break into the ugly cry at any moment and didn't even know why. And when that happened, I kind of thought about that woman's comment about my chakra. And I thought, is there a connection there? This is really weird. The moment, the feeling passed, so we go on. So Sunday morning, we weren't going to start until 9:30 in the morning. So I was really excited about sleeping in. So I was all prepared to sleep in. And for some reason that morning I woke up at 5 a.m. and I was wide awake, ready to roll. And I thought, what am I going to do? So I decided to just go for a walk. Now this land, it's dark, but there was not nobody was out. They had lighted paths throughout the area, so you could walk on the sidewalk and you could go for a walk. And so I listen to music, and this is an important thing to my God story. I listen to music on, Pandora. And I have it on shuffle. And you might think I'm a little bit like, I don't know, multi-schizophrenic because my playlist is anything from Zumba to easy listening to Christian to big band to rock. I mean, so there's a lot that can come up, right? So I'm walking, and there's this beautiful bell chapel. And I noticed it the morning before, and a friend of mine from the conference told me that inside there's a little chapel. They have these little baby pews. You can go inside and sit. And for some reason this morning when I'm walking by, there was a light on inside, and I didn't even notice the day before that there's a stained glass window in the wall of this chapel. And as I'm walking by, the song that's playing was a Christian song that said, Jesus, come to the altar, arms wide open. And I look over and I see this stained glass window lit up, and I'm thinking, oh, you don't suppose it's unlocked? I mean, because earlier in the day or the day before, we tried to get in this other church and this other places, and the doors were locked. So I walk around through the grass and I open the first door and it's unlocked. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to check this out. I'm feeling great. I go inside and there's a basket and a little, pad you can make prayer requests. So I write a prayer to pray for my husband, and I fold it up and I put it in the basket. Again, feeling great. And then I open the next door. Now the next door takes you inside this little chapel. And there, just like the woman said, there's little baby pews on each side and an altar. And above it is the stained glass window I saw from the outside. I'm telling you, when you walk inside this chapel, you can feel it. I don't know if you've ever walked inside a building and you can just feel like the spirit. You can feel like something's there. God is in this place, right? So I walk inside and it hit me. I thought, wow, this is powerful. There's something here. So I thought, I'm going to kneel down. I'm going to say a prayer. And I knelt down and I started to pray, and I prayed for, my husband. I gave thanks for the wonderful weekend we had, and I was just in prayer. And then all of a sudden it hit me. I was just overwhelmed with this feeling that the one thing I never really said to my dad before he died, it was just overwhelming. Like I knew this was it. I sat there and I just asked God. I said, God, if you could tell my dad that I am sorry. Now, this is for something that happened when I think I was 22 years old. The family kind of fell apart, mistakes were made, all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, when he died, we all made amends. He knew I loved him. I knew he loved me. I mean, we were all on great terms. And even when I was hi, Crystal, even when I was at my dad's side and for several days before he died, I honestly felt like I have said everything I need to say. I'm at peace with this. I'm really at peace with this. But sitting in that chapel, I'm telling you, it was so overwhelming. I said, I wish I had said I was sorry for my part that I played in that situation. And I never said that directly to him. And I knew the stupid things I did. I knew I caused him pain. I knew I broke his heart. And I never said I was sorry. So in the church, I tell God, can you please tell my dad I'm sorry? It was so long ago, but I'm sorry for the part I played. I said it. And then as soon as I said it, I just felt this overwhelming lift, like this lift had been lifted off my shoulders. And I thought, whoa, maybe that woman that was talking about chakras had something to that, because I just felt good. Of course, I bawled my eyes out when I'm sitting in that chapel. But then when I was done, I was like, yeah, I feel good. This was what I was supposed to do. So I decided, well, it's still early. I'm going to finish my walk. As I opened the door to leave the chapel, I said, God, if you could send me a sign that my dad got that message, that would be super cool. All right, so I plug in my earphones and I start walking, and I'm walking around the path. The very next song that plays is that song, Fly to Jesus. Now, when my dad was passing away, the night he died, all of us, my sisters, my mom, all of our husbands, we were all standing around the bed, and we were standing around Dad, and it was, it was just sad, and it was going on for a while. And so I started playing music, and we were playing Christian music just to kind of help the situation, because that's no one, you know what I mean. It was just a bad situation. Playing this music, so it was comforting. I'm not making this up. The last breath my dad took was the very last verse of this song. So as he was taking his last final breath, it was that song, and with your final heartbeat, you kiss the world, go goodbye, go in peace and laugh on glory's side, fly to Jesus and live. That's the song that was playing. So I'm telling you, I asked for a sign, and then the next song out of my Pandora was that song. So of course, I start crying as I'm walking because this is so powerful, but they were happy tears. I'm like, yeah, he got my message. He knows. I was able to get through a message to him. I felt so good. So as I continue to walk, and this was just the time frame of that song, I walk past the Bell Chapel again. And as I'm walking past the Bell Chapel, I look, and there's no light on. The stained glass window, you can't see it. There was nobody around, nobody to turn the light off, but it was kind of like I don't know, I took that as another sign. I never would have gone in there had the light not been on, but that time around, the light was off. It was so beautiful. I felt just so free. I just felt so good. That next morning was the first morning in over 5 weeks I didn't wake up with a headache. That was Monday. Today is Friday. There's not one day this entire week I woke up with a headache. Throat chakra or not, I just wanted to go live to share this because we've all lost somebody. We've all lost someone that we've loved. And it happens unexpectedly sometimes. Sometimes it happens when you know it. But sometimes there's things that you wish you would have said, or you said something that you regret, or something that just unfinished business. And I just wanted to share that it's never too late. And I know someone that's going to watch this at some time needs this message. It's never, never too late. So that's what I wanted to say. And I've never been so nervous giving a Facebook Live because this is something that was deeply personal, but I felt God wanted me to share this because you know what? I was in a lot of pain for something so little, and what if it was big? And knowing you can get through to someone that's already passed, God can do that for you. Hi, Kathy. I know, it's just, it can happen. So we are never alone. And when someone dies, they're never really gone. I think I knew that. I like to believe that. But last weekend, it's proof. They live on, and we can still get through to them. So that's what I wanted to say, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And I love you guys. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and God bless you. Okay, bye-bye.